Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm here with a video focused on my single eyeshadows. I have been feeling like I want to do more single eyeshadows videos again because I feel like with my big fat eyeshadow project this year, I just have been spending so much focus on my eyeshadow palettes, and I just feel like I neglected my single eyeshadows a little bit this year. So I do want to make some more videos on my single eyeshadows. I have a BYOP coming up. I don't think I've posted that yet, but I have a BYOP coming up for like summer. I also have this video obviously, but if you have any other single eyeshadow ideas that you want me to do, let me know down below. I also, by the way, have a swatch party planned now for later in July. But yeah, let me know. I would love to kind of keep posting more single eyeshadow content. So yeah, just let me know your ideas down below. Also, if you haven't checked out my Panda Palette update, I did announce in there that I was gonna post every single day in July. I'm working from home now in July and August, so I wanted to give myself a challenge and try to post every single day in July, because now I will also have more time to film in the mornings before work. So any video ideas is obviously welcome down below, but today we're gonna tackle a type of video that I've seen going around. I've also done this previously, but with like palettes, but I wanted to do with singles today, and that is, would I repurchase these random singles or palettes, whatever. But I'm going to randomize, I think, 10 single eyeshadows, and I'm going to pull them out and talk you through them and let you know that if today I lost my collection or I lost these singles, would I repurchase it or not? So before I jump into this video, if you're new here, please consider subscribing. I would love to have you in the family. Let's jump into the video. So I have my wheel right here with my single eyeshadow, so I'm going to just go ahead and start rolling so I can get what I'm going to like look at. I think it's going to be quite a long video anyway. So we're going to see, we have Colourpop Fluff. Okay, so this is not actually a single eyeshadow, it's a depolished shade, so I'm going to skip over that one. Any depolished shade, obviously, I'm not going to do because they came from palettes. Corrosion from Cleona. Okay, take a screenshot. Let's do another one. That's one, by the way. Flame Blown from Cleona, another Cleona eyeshadow. Cool, that's 2. Bravo from Sydney Grace, 3. Majesty from Cleona. Okay, another Cleona eyeshadows. We have 3 Cleona eyeshadows and 1 Sydney Grace. Let me see what else we get. Glam Shop Keskovi. I think that's how you say it. Okay, that's now 5, is it? I think so. Yes, that's 5. So we need 5 more. Spire from Cleona. Okay, that's another one from Cleona. Faric, also from Cleona. I'm rolling a lot of Cleona eyeshadows. I promise I have other things too. I don't know why I'm rolling so many of those, but it's fine. That's 7. Another Sydney Grey shade. This is Green Anu. I don't know how to say that. Green Anu, I think. Which is another matte, similar to what I have in my crease today. Anyway, that's 8. Space Case from Terra Moons. That's 9, I believe. So this would be the last one. Callie from Sydney Grace. Okay, so I believe that is now 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yes, so we have 10 screenshots, which means we have our 10 single eyeshadows. I'm going to go ahead and pull them out, put them in a single palette, and we're going to talk you through those 10 shades. So I'm back and I have picked out my color story, and this is all of the shades right there. That's 10 of them. So I'm going to talk you through each shade in order. So we're going to start with this shade right here. So this is the shade Corrosion. This is a beautiful eyeshadow. I'm going to insert the swatches, by the way, if I can. I do believe I have swatches for majority of these. I'm going to insert them if I do. But this is a beautiful eyeshadow. It's like a gold, kind of brown, gold, blue, like shifty shade. It's obviously a multichrome. It comes from Cleona and it's one of their glitter multichromes. And it's just such a beautiful shade. Straight on, well, the base of it is like a warm brown, or like, yeah, like a neutral warm brown, and straight on it has a green gold shift, but at an angle this actually shifts into more of a bluey taupe, which makes it quite unique because it has that warm and cool shift to it. And as you might be able to see in this pan, I do have a decent dip going, and it's because I absolutely love this shadow. So for me, this is an easy choice. It's definitely one that I would keep, so that is the first shade, and yes, it would be a repurchase. The second shade we have also comes from Clionadh, and it's this one right here called Flame Blown. This is one of their jewel multichromes, so it's one of their black base multichromes. And with the black base multichromes, they're not my favorites. I don't reach for them very often because they're just so smoky and deep. However, they are very, very shifty. So this one has like a warm purple straight on that goes into more of a like a greeny gold at a very harsh angle, and it also has some peachiness to it, so it's quite shifty again. It's not one of the most shifty jewel multichromes, but I do like this kind of shift. However, since it is one of those really, really deep shades, I feel like nowadays multichromes have come such a long way, because these were the most shifty shades you can get back in the days. However, now like even lighter multichromes can be very shifty, so I think I have things that I reach for way more than these. The only times I reach for these now are either like as liners or as a nail polish. And because of that, I don't think I would purchase this one if I lost my whole collection. Yes, I do have like all of the Clionadh eyeshadows. I kind of collect them, which, you know, might be me shooting myself in the foot because I end up having a lot of eyeshadows, but I used to love my Clionadh eyeshadows. So, you know, as of now, I'm happy to have it in my collection, and I'm not going to declutter it or anything, but yeah, if I lost my whole Clionadh collection, I would not repurchase this shade right here, because at that point I would not end up, like, I wouldn't replace my whole Clionadh collection, so this is one that I would not repurchase. So we're moving away from Clionadh and we're moving into Sydney Grays, and this is also a matte right here. This is the shade Bravo, which is a beautiful kind of green, dark, deep green. It's not too like bright green. It's more of a taupey green, and it's such a unique shade. I love wearing greens, as you all know, and this is no exception. It's such a beautiful deepening up shade when it comes to green eyeshadows. And, you know, as you can see today, I'm wearing greens. Today I'm wearing more yellowy greens, but this one could definitely work in like the outer corner as a deepening up shade in this look. And yes, I do absolutely love this shade, and I think it's quite unique in my collection. So even though it's a matte and it's not as exciting as some of the other shades, I do again think I would repurchase this one just because it is so unique. And it's definitely a shade that I can see myself reaching for quite regularly on like almost every day. But yeah, this is definitely a keeper and a repurchase. So we're back with another Clionadh eyeshadow, and this one is the shade Majesty, which looks like this. This is one of their vibrant multichromes, and I had this one for my collection for quite a while. And again, you can see that I have a decent dip in this shade. It is a beautiful like multichrome again. It shifts from like a goldy kind of warm orangey gold straight on, and then it has like a blue as well as like a green shift to it. It's super, super stunning, and it has that really bright orange base as well. So this is an absolute beautiful eyeshadow, and I do really, really love this one. And again, I have used it quite a bit because it has a dip in it. This one and Corrosion actually, and another one of the shades in here I have in my like favorite singles palette. So if you haven't seen, I did like do some favorite singles palettes back in like end of last year, and I also reorganized them earlier this year. And those are like my favorite shades to reach for, and both this one and Corrosion is in there actually, and another one I'm going to mention later, all from the Clionadh sections as well. So since this is in my favorite kind of singles, of course it's an obvious choice, and this is definitely one that I would repurchase if I lost it. So that is the next shade, which is shade number 4. So we're moving away from Clionadh again, and we have a Glam Shop shade right here. This is actually an iridescent shade, as you might be able to see. This is really sad because I actually had pan on this shade before, but it completely crumbled in my palette. I'm not sure why, and I had to repress it. So you can see it's like almost half empty now, but it's because I used quite a bit of it. So this is the shade Pil Kiskowski, I think. Kiskovi, I don't know. Sorry if I'm butchering the Polish, but yeah, it's a really beautiful iridescent. It has like a blue, like icy blue straight on that goes into like a pink and a purple. And I think that's the main shifts. It's again super, super stunning. However, with this shade, even though I like it, it's very peacey, sparkly, which I do like as well. And even though I like these type of shades, if I lost this one, I have enough iridescence in my collection that I would not purchase this one, because I don't think I would miss it too much, because even though I might not have a shade that is exactly the same shift, I do have a lot of blue to pink kind of iridescent shades that I would use instead. So it's not that I don't like the shade. I definitely am happy to have in my collection. It's one that I might pan in the future. I'm currently actually panning another iridescent shade from Glam Shop, which is also like a blue to purple shade actually. But this is definitely another shade that I would eventually maybe want to get through. And that is not because I don't like it. Like I said, it's just because I have too many similar shades. So if I lost this one, I would not repurchase it purely because I have similar shades in my collection already. We're coming back to Cleona for 2 more shades coming up, and then after we're done with Cleona. I don't know why I got so many of them in this video, but that's okay. I got 5, so half of the shades are from Cleona. But this shade is this one right here, which is called Spire, and this is another one of the jeweled multichromes, which means that one of those black-based multichromes. This has a really bright cobalt blue shift straight on that goes into like a purple to a pink to almost like peachy, kind of orangey peachy at a very harsh angle. So it's a very shifty one. It almost is the same as Flame Blown, just that it has like that bright blue shift straight on, but it's also a little bit deeper because, yeah, I don't know, it's just a little bit deeper in the shifts and the tones, so it's definitely a lot more jeweled. This is a beautiful shade again. I do actually think I would prefer to keep this one over Flame Blown just because this one is a bit more unique with a really, really bright blue shift straight on, which you can see right now. It's just such a unique one. However, I do feel like because, again, I don't reach for these jeweled multichromes, these really deep bases, I don't think I would purchase it if I lost it, again, purely because I have other things that I reach for and I don't reach for these really, really deep shades anymore, more, again, than liners and nail polish. So it would be no point really repurchasing this one, the same reasons as the Flame Blown shade. So this is another one that I would not repurchase. Then we have come to the final Cleona eyeshadow, and this is actually the other one that I said was in my favorites palette right now, and that is the shade Faric. So this is one of their dimensional multichromes, and they actually have released some dimensional lights, which I am so excited to pick up. I'm currently doing my kind of beauty budget, my eyeshadow bank, so I can't really pick them up right now, but when I do get some points in, those are definitely the shades that I want to pick up because they look absolutely stunning. However, coming back to this shade, this is also a super beautiful shade. It's so dimensional, hence the name. And this one just has so many shifts. It has like a bronzy pink kind of shift straight on that goes into like a teal and a green and a blue, and it also has like a browniness to it. It's almost like a neutral on steroids because it has like almost like a neutral tone straight on, even though it is very dimensional and also kind of sparkles throughout it. But then at a shift, it does have those kind of brighter forest green, like turquoise blue shift, and it's so stunning. It's definitely a very unique shade, and I do love this one. Again, it is my favorite singles palette. So of course, this is another one that I would repurchase if I lost it. I think this one gives a lot to my collection. I don't think I have anything like it. So it's definitely an easy choice. So a couple more shades to go, and they're all kind of circle shadows now, moving away from Cleona again. So the first shade is another Sydney Grace shade, which is this one right here called Green Andrew. This is, like I said, one that I could have used in my look today, for example. I do love these type of greens. I do also think this one would have paired really nicely with Bravo, so it's nice that I got them two together. I feel like a lot of shades in here could have worked nicely together. It's kind of a cohesive color story, to be fair, especially if you add this one into it. But yeah, this one is a really beautiful, stunning, warm green shade. It almost has like that swampiness to it. It's not quite as yellow toned as that, but it does definitely have that kind of warm yellow undertone to it. And those are the exact greens that I love, so this is definitely an easy one as well. The only thing about this one is that I might have other shades similar to this, so would I repurchase it still? I think I would, because it's not exact as anything else I have in my collection. It's a little bit brighter and less yellow, like I said. And I do love this formula as well. I love the Sydney Grace formula, so I do think this is one that I would repurchase if I lost it, just because it is one of my favorite formulas and I would love to have this color in this formula. Next up, we have the final shimmer to talk about, and this one is the shade Space Case from Terra Moons. This is another one that would pair perfectly with the last shade because it has that warm green to it straight on. It is obviously another multichrome, and it has that really bright grassy green shift straight on that goes into a teal and then a blue and then almost like a purple at a very harsh angle, and it also has like a brown base. I love this eyeshadow a lot. It is those type of cool tones that I love, those really warm green tones that I almost can wear as neutrals. And again, it would pair perfectly with some of the shades that I mentioned. Like you can do a perfect eye look with Bravo in the outer corner, Green Andrew in the crease, and this one all over the lid. That would be a perfect simple green look that again I kind of see as neutrals. The only thing with this eyeshadow is that I might have other things again that is similar to it. So would I repurchase it? Because just looking at the shade, I would definitely repurchase it because it is one that I really, really love. But I'm just like, do I have other things that are similar to this? I definitely probably do. It's hard. Because again, I just love this type of tone. But I need to be honest with myself, I have too many greens in my collection. So I might be surprising myself on here and said I wouldn't repurchase this one just because I have other things to get through that are similar to this and it's not unique enough that I would like miss this specific shade. So yeah, I'm going to shock myself on this one and I'm going to say that I would not repurchase Space Case, which I was not expecting because I do really love this type of shade. But again, I used to have too many similar shades to this in my collection. Maybe not exact, but definitely similar. So this is one that I would not repurchase. Then we have the very final shade, which is another Studio Gray shade. It's another matte. This is the shade Cali, which is a light blue, as you can see right here. This is a really, really stunning shade. It's such a beautiful one. It's a very, very unique type of blue. I don't know how well you can pick it up on camera because I feel like it's getting washed out. But it's like a really pastel blue, but it almost has like a bit of a periwinkle undertone to it, which makes it quite unique. This is definitely the type of blues that I love, the ones that have a slight hint of purple to them. I love wearing those because, I don't know, I just feel like they're the most flattering and I just love that kind of shade. Like this is a beautiful shade. I could stare at it all day because it's just such a happy color. But I don't think I have too many blues in my collection. I definitely expanded my single shadow collection when it comes to blues, and because of that this shade is definitely unique to me. And even though I don't wear blues too often, I do think this one has a good place. It's a good blending out shade and it's just such a pretty unique shade in my collection, which means that I think I would definitely repurchase this one if I lost it, just because it would bring something to my collection that I would no longer have. So this is another repurchase, and that is also the final shade. So there we have it. Those are the 10 eyeshadows. Let me talk you through them quickly again. We would have repurchase, not repurchase, 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 no, not repurchase, not repurchase, 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 not repurchase, repurchase. So what would that mean statistically? Let me count up. So looking at that, that means I would repurchase 6 out of these 10 singles. 4 of them I would not, and that is the 2 jewel multichromes, the shade here from Glam Shop, and then Space Case from Terra Moons. Those are the 4 that I would not repurchase. So that is going to be it for the video today. I really hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you think of this video concept. I'm sure that some other people have done this with singles before. I know for a fact that people have done this with palettes. But let me know what you actually, I know Bad to the Brow have done this when it comes to singles, so make sure to check her out. I can actually link her down below so you can check her out because I know she has done this before with her single collection. But let me know what you think. This is an easy kind of series to keep going, so if you did like this video, I'm happy to do it again with 10 different randomized singles. And it's quite nice for me as well. It gives me a bit of an insight into my collection, and it also might give me some ideas what I can plan in the future. Because for example, like Space Case down here, even though I absolutely love it, I know that I would not like miss it enough that I would want to repurchase it in the future. So it could be a really good contender to pan, just because I know that I love that kind of shade, but I also would not replace it at the end. So I would actually go down an eyeshadow rather than panning something that I would eventually repurchase, if that makes sense. So it's really, really good like practice to do with your collection. So let me know what you think of it, and I'm happy to do more installments of this series in the future if you like it. But I hope you guys are having a lovely day wherever you are, and of course I will catch you in my next video, which will be up already tomorrow, because again I'm posting every day in July. So I hope to catch you in that video. In the meantime, have a lovely day and I will see you then. Bye guys!